Azimio leaders Kalonzo, Musyoka and Eugene Wamalwa were locked in a closed-door meeting with the former Deputy President Rigathi gachagua at a city hotel in what has been perceived to be the forging of an alliance ahead of the 2027 general elections. Their meeting in the 2027 race ahead of the 2027 race comes just days after former Prime Minister Raila Odinga's unsuccessful bid to the African Union Commission with immense calls urging Odinga to continue with his partnership with the President William Ruto under the broad-based arrangement. In a post on X, the leaders said they had meaningful conversation over a cup of tea discussing matters of national importance. The Gachagua Azimio leaders meeting precedes Gachagua's attendance to the launch of DAPK party headquarters and the Wamunyoro meetings with Martha Karua and a section of clergy leaders from Nyeri County. Gachagua has vowed to name his new political outfit at the end of February in a spirited push to unseat his former boss in the next election. With Kalonzo having declared to be running for the next election, their meeting now begs, what formula will the new alliance, if there is, use to clinch the earmarked 2027 race?
Pearl Newsbeat.
Juja Member of Parliament George Ndung'u Koimburi has been released on a 200,000 Kenya shillings cash bail after pleading not guilty to various charges, among them forgery of academic documents. Koimburi, who was arraigned at the Kiambu Law Courts following his arrest on Tuesday, faced 6 charges related to forgery and uttering false documents. Koimburi was also charged with the 2 additional counts of forging a Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology JCOT certificate of participation in the East Africa University's Ascension Project and the JCOT Academic Excellence Certificate from the School of Human Resource Development. The legislator subsequently pleaded not guilty to all the 6 charges. Additionally, the court is set to decide on February 20th whether the MP will face an additional charge of failing to attend court as requested by the prosecution.
Get before you under the same section again, exercising his rights to charge for the same offences that had previously been charged. And while, Your Honor, we have no objection to our client taking plea in respect to count 1 to count 7 to count 6, our objection is in respect of the mischief being perpetuated and the abuse of power being perpetuated by the DPP by invoking section 121I of the Penal Code.
Pearl Newsbeat.
Senators Samson Cherargei and Edwin Sifuna have clashed over the alleged abduction of Ugandan politician Kizza Besigye in Nairobi, Kenya. Things took a turn for the worse after Nairobi Senator Sifuna rose to welcome lawmakers from Uganda present in the chambers and condemned the abduction of Besigye in the Kenyan capital. Expressing his disappointment with the situation, Sifuna further assured that the Ugandan delegation of Kenya's continues support in securing Besigye's release. However, Cherargei, standing on a point of information, criticized Sifuna for commenting on the matter, arguing that it was before the courts.
Unfortunately for our friends in Uganda, some people in this country, in Kenya, are trying to drag us back to the dark days where we used to have dictatorship in Kenya. Honorable Speaker, it is something that is quite shameful and painful to me individually as a senator of the Council.
All senators, we are welcoming distinguished visitors from our neighbor, Uganda.
For us to discuss an active case in another jurisdiction of Kizza Besigye that is being considered by High Court in Kampala, Mr. Speaker. Yet our standing orders are very clear that when a matter is active in court, it should not be conversed, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker.
This as ailing veteran opposition politician Kizza Besigye, his aide Obeid Lutale and one of their lawyers, Aaron Kizza, will remain in detention until later this month, when the Civil Division of the High Court in Kampala will make its decision in a habeas corpus case filed by their lawyers after hearing submissions from Besigye's advocates and representatives of the Attorney General. The High Court Judge Douglas Karekona Kizingiza said that his decision will be delivered not later than February 25th. The judge said he was happy that at least the body of Dr. Besigye had been presented in court, and now what remains are questions about his unlawful detention following government's delay to implement a January 31st Supreme Court ruling which stopped the General Court-Martial from trying civilians on grounds that it was unconstitutional before ordering files to be immediately transferred to the ordinary courts with competent jurisdiction. After today's court ruling preceding the National Unity Party platform, President Robert Kiangulanyi, alias Bobby Wine, was flanked by Dr. Besige's wife, Winnie Byanyima, and Dr. Besige's lawyers described the Forum for Democratic Change president's continued detention and judge's orders as political persecution.
My husband has been in prison just 3 months. I am able, I'm a global leader. I can bring global attention to him. And I have also national recognition, and I have. But these people, your people, who have disappeared, who are in prison, nobody knows them. And Museveni is sitting on them, denying their rights because nobody knows them. So I am with you, but I feel privileged, and I want to use my voice, I want to use my influence to fight for all political prisoners. That is my gain here. Being here has made me understand how I must fight for all political prisoners.
Pearl Newsbeat.
And police in Kericho are investigating a bizarre incident in which a man was beheaded and his head placed in a sufuria at a home in the Kipkelion area. The deceased body was found dumped in a culvert a kilometer away from the home where the head was found. The head was found in a sufuria at a home near Koisagat, while the other body was found in the culvert at Kipkomwet village. Police reinforcements have been deployed in the area after angry residents blocked roads demanding justice over the murder. Kericho County Police Commander James Ngetich had a hectic time as he rushed to the area to control the situation. Area Chief Peter Kurgat said that shortly later they were alerted over the body of the man found in the neighboring village without a head. The deceased was a known person in the area, and it is suspected that he was attacked and killed in the nearly hours of today as he returned home from the nearby Kachiliba's trading center.
Amefariki tena, alikatakatwa tena. Sasa ako ICU sana. Na huyu mwenda ambao amefariki sasa, ambao yuko katika Kachiliba, ilikatwa kichwa yake. Na sasa kama wananchi wa Chilchila tunahuzunika sana. Na tunaomba serikali ifanye uchunguzi ili tupate chanzo ambayo imetokana mpaka kijana huyo kauliwa.
Tangu 2022 mpaka wa sasa watu wanauliwa hapa na hakuna uchunguzi ile inafaa tunaletewa. Lakini leo kuamkia leo asubuhi, kijana mmoja alikuwa anatembea barabara akachiliva Fortana, anatoka anaelekea akapatikana asubuhi katika Kalpat kwa katikati ya Chief.
Pearl Newsbeat.
And the Interior and National Administration Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen has been warned against deploying the National Intelligence Service officers in universities to curb drug and alcohol abuse. According to Murkomen, there was a need to deploy NIS officers after a report by the NACADA revealed that over 50% of university students in the country abuse alcohol and drugs. Led by Suba Churchill of the Kenya National Civil Society Center, the civil society argues that deploying NIS to universities will impair the freedom and rights of lecturers and students to learn and express ideas and opinions in academic institutions. This even as it has emerged that entertainment joints selling shisha are releasing into the heroin or marijuana to cause addiction to its users. The Director of Research at the National Authority for the Campaign Against Alcohol and Drug Abuse, John Moteti, has revealed this following a report that placed university students among the highest consumers of the drug. Speaking at a local media, Moteti reveals that the lacing of shisha with hard stimulants is a selling strategy intended to hook the students into repeat customers, but harmful to the client, a majority of whom are girls.
When you look at shisha, where we think that it is a safe drug, because they start me that, it's not even smoking, shisha is just there. We did a study sometimes back and found out that most of the joints selling shisha are lacing the shisha with either heroin or marijuana, and they are doing this because they want to hook. They want the people taking it to get hooked, so that when you experience that high, you say, that joint, it's that shisha, that place has got very nice shisha.
Pearl Radio, the home of fresh and classic hits.